Hey mamas, I hope you're feeling a little stronger every day.
I heard you like them boys that come from the dirty.
Strengthening the pelvic floor. By now, you've probably watched Dr. Barre.
Well, just come and let me show you how I usually keep it saucy.
Pelvic floor stretching class. Today we're gonna strengthen and let's
So many girls, they be hitting my line. Not gonna lie, some be bad, some be fine, but you stay on my mind. They just passing time. With you, I get more.
Like you're hovering over a porta potty. A lot of times we work our legs and our glutes on our squat, but all I want you to think about is your pelvic floor, right? So you want to draw in, lengthen through your spine, stand all the way up, squeeze your booty, bend down, hover over that porta potty, stand all the way up. Your tummy is tight, zip up your pants all the way from your ankles, all the way to your chin, and then cinch in that belly, right? So you want to pull those ribs in towards your center. Stand all the way up. Let's find one more. Beautiful. Coming down onto your knees. Feet can be flat, or you can curl your toes underneath your heels. Draw your feet together, draw your ankles together, and find a seat there. Or your feet are pointed, your toes are pointed, and you're sitting down on your mat. For the sake of this, I'm gonna turn to face you. You can stay facing the long part of your mat. You're standing up nice and tall, lengthening through your spine. And instead of finding that relaxation, I want to find your pelvic floor. So inhale, zip up your pants, pull your bathroom muscles in. Exhale, release. Inhale, pull your bathroom muscles in. And exhale, release. So as if you are blooming a flower, right? So on your inhale at night, that flower is closing. And on your exhale in that morning, the flower blooms open. Inhale, lift. This movement is small. You may not even see it. Exhale, release. Nothing should be coming into your shoulders, right? You shouldn't be fidgety. Just find your low abdominal region. Find the base of your pelvic floor, right? All of those bathroom muscles, draw them in. And exhale, release. Let's find one more. Beautiful. Placing your hand on your belly. Inhale, draw your knuckles out. Exhale, bring your palms in. Inhale, big, full breath. One more. Place your hands right on your rib cage. Expand out. 2 more breaths. Nice, big, nice and easy. Lowering your hands down, shifting onto one side of your hip, placing your feet in front of you, finding a staff pose, right? So your legs are long and then you're an L shape, your spine is long. Hands on the mat in front of you, right? Or off to the side, preferably not straight underneath your hips, slightly in front. Beautiful. Your feet should be about hip distance apart, so hips, knees, and ankles should be straight. Draw your belly up and in. Zip up those pants without bringing your shoulders to your ears. And then all I want you to do is draw your big toes in towards one another, like you're pigeon-toed, right? And then find your center. And now draw your pinkies to the outside edges of your mat. Inhale, center. Drop those big toes in. And then let those pinkies fall out. Rotate in. So think about your hip joint. Internally rotating in that socket. Externally rotating. Do you feel all of those muscles in your pelvic floor, in your low abdominal area, lighting up and working? Small movement, right? Drop those toes like your big toes are heavy, heavy weights pulling in. Drop your pinky toes out, heavy, heavy weights, rotating open. Good, one more time in. One more time. Good, find your neutral. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, the hands behind your thighs, elbows out, tuck your tail, slowly roll all the way down. Zip up your pants as you lower down, hands down by your hips, palms into the mat. Walk your heels in towards your glutes, and then I want you to pull your thighs in towards your midline, not so that your knees touch and connect, just to keep those knees in line with your hips and ankles. Good. Inhale, lift your booty off of the mat, ground into your heels, zip up your pants, pull your pelvic floor in, hold for a brief moment at the top before you lower down. Release, relax. Inhale, lift all the way up, squeezing your thighs in towards your midline, zipping up your pants, holding at the top, squeezing your glutes before you release down. Beautiful. Pressing your shoulders into the mat, keeping your chest open, keeping your upper body nice and stable, so your heels and your shoulders pressing into the floor. Think about rolling off of the base of your shoulder blades, off the center of your shoulder blades, and onto the tops of your shoulder blades. Feel how much more range of motion you can lift those hips all the way up. So roll onto the tops of those shoulders and lower down. Inhale, pull and close your flower. Release. This time, we're gonna shift the weight from our heels to the balls of our feet. So as you lift those hips up, lift your heels up, squeezing your thighs in towards your midline. A great option for this is to place a loop band around your thighs, to place a ball in between your knees. Constant engagement. Lift all the way up, pull up onto those shoulders, off your shoulder blades. Lower down. Let's find two more. Your neck should be long. Last one. Hold at the top every time for a brief moment. Bring your knees into your chest. Keep your knees wide. Flex your feet. And now pull your thighs away from your center, away from your belly, away from your ribs. Toes, thighs, and knees come in. Toes, thighs, and knees stay parallel to one another as you draw them open. Zip up your pants, pull your pelvic floor in as you close. Draw open, maybe arms out to a T, maybe into a cactus. You may feel more stable, more sturdy. I want your core to activate, right? Zip it up, pull it in. All the way out. Here's your inhale. Exhale at the work. Pull it in. Inhale. One more time. Good, now I want you to point your toes, straighten your legs. Creating a little bit of a longer lever. This will be more challenging. Open all the way up. Flex your feet, drive your heels together to close. Point your toes, lower those legs down. Heels come up, flex those feet. Beautiful. If you've done barre before, you know these moves, right? But I only want you to think about the strength of your low belly, right? The bottom part of your six pack and your bathroom muscles, right? So zip everything in, pull everything in and up. Point your toes. Beautiful. One more. Drive it all the way in. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock it side to side. Flex your feet. Place your arms in the air and then pull your thighs off of your belly. So now your knees are right above your hips. This should already be challenging. I want you to bend your elbows slightly. I want you to drop your right heel down and your left thumb overhead. Bring it back center, opposite. Heel taps, thumb drops. All the way up, all the way down. Keep that other leg and arm rock solid. We call these dead bugs. Engaging in that pelvic floor, engaging in your core, specifically your lower abdominal region, right below your belly button, where that pooch may be, where you feel like, oh my gosh, is this ever gonna look normal again? It will. Not without hard work, quality foods, good rest, and barreALLEY, right? Let's do one more on either side. You don't have to drop all the way down, right? So your thumb and heel, they don't have to touch. Bring your knees into your chest. Drop your knees over to one side, shift onto one side. And I want you to think about your hand coming over underneath your head or extending your arms. So your wrist, your knee, your shoulder, all the way down to your hips to heels should be a straight line. I want your feet flexed. Opposite hand or top hand comes in front. And I just want you to draw that top knee up. Heels stay together. Lower down. Lift all the way up. All the way down. Placing that hand underneath your head if that feels better. You can also find a block to go underneath your head, keeping your neck in line. Let's find two more. Squeeze open, squeeze shut, right? So it's a hinge. Open, 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 open. Close with intention. Beautiful. Pressing yourself all the way up, sweeping your legs over to the other side. Find that joint alignment. Lengthening wrist. This is an elbow, shoulder, all the way down, hip, all the way to heel. Your knees are bent, so your knees are not in line. Hands lengthened, or placing your hand underneath your head, sitting up slightly, keeping those heels together, pressing that thigh to the back wall before closing shut. Your belly is in, your belly is tight, you're zipping up your pants, you're pulling your pelvic floor all the way up and in. Hand in front for balance. Let's find two more. Last one. Beautiful. Pressing yourself up to a seated position. Bringing the soles of your feet together. Taking those two peace fingers, wrapping them around your big toes. Your thumb seals to close those fingers. Draw those circles closed. Sitting up nice and tall. And then start to hinge forward. Right? So not rounding down towards your feet. You just want to hinge at those hips. Allow your knees to fall out. Pressing those knees, those thighs into the mat. Maybe dropping those elbows on the inside of your legs for a little extra resistance. And then drop those elbows in front of your shins, round your back, drop your chin to your chest. I'm just being real, can I keep it real? Way too many feels, way too many feels. Slowly roll all the way up. Draw your kneecaps to the ceiling. Crossing your ankles. You are done.